Maximilian Muss is probably a name that you remember if you've been on YouTube for at least a few years. He was essentially a very notorious trolling YouTuber who did content in Fortnite, in Overwatch, and got very big doing it.
Do you like my song?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
But then was exposed for a series of degenerate acts that were going on Discord.
Like, there is a very big problem with you, Max, and what you've done with the community you've built. And I don't know how you even managed it for this long, because this is heinous.
Basically, he was brutally blown out by Moist Critical, and you just don't hear about him anymore. But then, recently, he came back to YouTube, weirdly enough, and he's posting basically the same content he was making a few years ago. And so I thought today it would be interesting to go through his history as someone who actually was personally somewhat involved in the drama revolving around him about 5 years ago, and talk about the idea of if he could ever come back to YouTube and successfully make it, or if he's just like kind of canceled forever and he's over with. Enjoy. So Maximilian Muss is this YouTuber who got really big a couple years ago for doing trolling videos. It looks like all of his videos are removed, but he got really big from trolling videos. He would go in games and just troll the fuck out of people, right? He would have these songs he did. One of them was Oh Yeah Yeah, which is a very, to be honest, I kind of like the song, even though it's cancer.
Oh yeah, yeah, 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 oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh.
And so his fans would spam this shit in every YouTube comment section everywhere. They would constantly spam this literally everywhere, okay? And he managed to get pretty big. He got like a collab kind of with KSI in a sense. But eventually, he started getting involved in some very weird Discord trolling. One of the things that happened was I personally was contacted by this guy, and he got me into a Discord call. And at that point, there was this guy named Ballabong who was on the call. And Ballabong stood up, and I think he shoved a pencil in his cock, and then he like pulled a piece of paper out of his asshole that said Turkey Tom on it and showed it to the camera. This is not a joke, by the way. This is not a joke. This at the time was all recorded and obviously censored, but it was in a YouTube video that I made years ago on the Turkey Tom channel. This is not ironic at all. This all literally happened, okay? He was sounding in his cock. He shoved a fucking piece of paper in his asshole and pulled it out and it said Turkey Tom on it. He opened it to the camera, had like green stains. It was bad, dude. It was bad. It was bad. And this was years ago. So this is the initial video I made 5 years ago. I made a follow-up video later on after all the trauma went down. But he was a very notorious troll. And he's currently back on YouTube. Despite him having a very large drama with Moist Critical a few years ago that I think really soured his public reputation and probably his enjoyment of YouTube. He is back because back in the day, one of the things he got big off of was Overwatch videos, trolling in Overwatch. So now he kind of got big around the same time 2Mad got big. And so now he's trying to troll in Marvel Rivals because it's, you know, another big class-based shooter basically, right? So he's back on YouTube now. And I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at his history now that he's back so we can kind of remember where he came from. You know, I know there's this criticism about Moist Critical in this situation. They say that he slandered Maximilian Muss. I don't know if that's the case. We'll be taking a look at that. Maybe that is the case. Maybe it's not. I feel like Critical generally does a decent job with avoiding making claims that are unproven, so I'd be surprised if he did that. But there is some kind of angle. People say that Charlie maybe did something wrong towards Maximilian Muss. So we're going to take a look at that.
The moment Maximilian Muss decided to manipulate his audience into attacking Charlie's stream for no reason marked the beginning of the end for his very successful YouTube career.
And this is another thing he would do, which is very, this is a thing that even would happen on a lot of streams back in the day. People just like encouraging raids and stuff, and it was kind of more socially acceptable. I'm not saying this is the same exact thing, but for example, back in the day, Quackity would do a lot of videos where he would like raid Roblox or stuff like that. He would like get his fans to like hop on Roblox and make an account and fuck with Roblox, right? I don't think that's even like allowed on YouTube anymore. I don't see anyone do that. I could be wrong. Maybe it's not in the TOS, but I don't think that YouTube likes brigading at all anymore. Like, I think that it would be called a hate raid. I think if I, when I'm live right now, pulled up someone else's live stream and I was like, everyone go message this guy being like, talk to Tom, or like criticize him or like say something mean about him, I think that could cause a serious problem, to be honest, for me. I think that probably would not be good.
From being exposed as the ringleader for one of YouTube's most toxic communities, all the way to deleting his million-sub YouTube channel and disappearing for over a year. The
Bulgaria Bob owns you? I think that's true.
name Maximilian Miss has gone down in internet history as a creator who weaponized his platform for selfish amusement and paid a very hefty price. But how does a beloved Fortnite YouTuber known for making lighthearted trolling videos
In here, go get the car. There's a car in here. Spare car, go.
Oh!
Bye.
Wait! No!
Bye.
become one of the most hated YouTubers on the platform? Well, it all came crumbling down with just one Penguin Zero video. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries.
I remember back in the day, even, I don't think this is in the video, but at some point I had some conversation with Max about this shit where he told me that part of his reasoning for being as edgy as he was because he thought it made him uncancelable. So if he's openly extremely edgy, then the audience will never be mad at him. And like to an extent that is true, but I think he overestimated how many people in his audience would be okay with him. Like keep in mind, Max, you know, is Max a pedophile himself? I don't think so. But he would do weird shit where he would like call like me when I was like 17, or he called another underage creator, I think it was 15 at the time, on Discord, and he got this guy named Ballabong to stand up and, you know, show his asshole and dick over a Discord call, which is obviously very foul. And so I think he overestimated how many people will be okay with that kind of thing, to be honest. That's kind of my interpretation.
And today, we'll be investigating the role Charlie played in the massive downfall of Maximilian Miss, YouTube's most hated troll. Max created his main channel, Maximilian Miss, on the 24th of August 2011. However, his story on YouTube didn't truly start until the 3rd of March 2013, when he uploaded his first video playing the Half-Life 2 mod Hidden in a video titled People Raging Over Friendly Fire.
And this is what he did. It was mostly, in the beginning, just harmless trolling content, right? Which I thought was pretty funny. I don't care about video games. I know some people rage at this shit, but I don't care about video games. I really like seeing people get trolled in video games that they take seriously, to be honest. I enjoy it quite a bit. George Floyd's situation is crazy. That's what they're saying. Thank you for the dono.
Despite
Max pretty much said Charlie slandered him, which is factually untrue. Well, we'll get into that claim if that's in this video. He also got another YouTuber who was mentally disabled to eat his own poop. I know he did that. That was a JMAA. Yeah, I know all about that. JMAA was a guy that I used to, me and my friends would like watch his videos now and then because he had a really funny arc. JMAA was like a neo-Nazi who then transitioned pretty quickly into being like a trans communist. And before that, he was like an I Hate Everything clone. And before that, he was like cloning every commentary channel. He's a really strange person on YouTube. If you look up JMAA, you're going to always find some really crazy stuff. It looks like his channel isn't up anymore. This guy, JMAA orders a pizza to Cyber Demon's house. Oh, is this his channel? Yeah, this is JMAA, dude. This guy was like a very underground lolcow that I was somewhat familiar with.
I usually know people of all sorts of mental conditions, but one in particular strikes me enough to make this video. And
What is this
if
music?
you're that person that I'm talking about, you might find this a tiny bit helpful in some way or another. So this person has a severe depression, has had rough...
What is this like super upbeat, crazy music? He has a glass eye, by the way, if you're wondering what's up with that. Grifter Slam. Sass versus Fash demo release trailer. What is this?
La défaite française a été causée par la force mécanique.
You made a game? What is this? He made like a Wolfenstein clone, I guess. Yeah, well, this guy was somehow convinced, I guess, by Maximilian Must to eat his own shit, which is, that was in the Charlie video. Pretty crazy.
not even having a mic yet, many of the traits that would go on to define his career were present in the first few videos. His ability to provoke other players to draw out a reaction, and a passion for shooter-type games took center stage as he transitioned from Half-Life 2 over to Team Fortress 2. While these video formats brought Max some attention, it wasn't enough for him, as he stopped
I think Team Fortress 2 is the only class-based shooter I played a decent amount of, and I'm terrible at it, as I'm terrible at all games. But I think before my current Steam account, I had another Steam account, and I used to play the fuck out of that. I had like 500 hours on it at one point, which doesn't seem like that much to some serious gamers, but to me, that's pretty high. That's pretty high up there. Because I used to just hop on Discord after school and play TF2, Left 4 Dead 2, Gary's Mod, stuff like that. Why only Valve games? I mean, that's just what I was playing back in the day. And those were the games that everybody was playing back in the day on the internet. Like everybody that was making, you ever seen, Kideo 706, dude? He died, unfortunately, but he made some really good, like, animated videos back in the day. They were pretty funny. And he had a lot of like music that I ended up liking later on, like A Day to Remember, stuff like that. It's pretty good, dude. Good music taste.
Uploading on the 23rd of May 2013. It wouldn't be until the 25th of September 2014 that a certain indie game named Five Nights at Freddy's rejuvenated
Source Filmmaker is what he would use, yeah.
Max's will to create content. Max didn't know it yet, but that game would go on to make for up to 90% of his uploads going forwards, taking him from under 1,000 subscribers to over 10,000 subscribers by the start of 2015. Throughout the year, Max didn't hesitate to make the most of Five Nights at Freddy's meteoric rise in popularity, with videos such as Five Nights at Freddy's New Chica Model and New Bonnie Jump Scare. He even purchased a microphone to further improve the quality of his videos.
Is this real or fake? What the hell?
For a while, Max enjoyed a degree of success that he only could have dreamed for at the start of his channel. But as Five Nights at Freddy's popularity came and went, so did the growth of his channel. Every subsequent upload brought in fewer and fewer.
I don't think I even knew that he was a Five Nights at Freddy's creator. I remember back in the day, Five Nights at Freddy's was such a huge deal. I remember watching Markiplier play it, and I was like in middle school. I think I was, because it came out in 2013, I think the first one, right? I would have been 11. I would have been in like the 6th grade. So me and all of my friends, even all of the popular kids at school, were talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. It was a huge deal. I don't think the mobile version was even out, so we had to play it on the computer. And it was legendary. It was legendary, dude. Those games were good. Even to this day, you know. Obviously, there's somewhat of a cringe fandom around Five Nights at Freddy's now, but you know, I think it's cool. Pretty cool lore to the games. I tapped into all the game theory videos back then. The first probably 10 videos he made about FNAF, I was really into. I feel like there was like an original 7 to 10 videos or something he made around that number about FNAF. And I remember watching every single one as it came out to see his ultimate theory about it. I was in the Tumblr fandom. It was crazy there, dude. I don't even want to imagine what was going on there. I don't even want to imagine what was going on on Tumblr. Five Nights at Freddy's. Probably lots of sexy Chica drawings, to be honest.
Views until he had to abandon the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise entirely in late 2015. Once again, Max was in desperate need of a popular game franchise that would bring in consistent viewership, and with that being said, he spent over a year searching for one. Luckily for Max, a newly released team-based multiplayer first-person shooter called Overwatch would provide him with the engagement he very much so craved. His first upload centered around Overwatch was titled Losing My 10 Placement Matches in Overwatch, Road to Bronze.
A little bit of a funny piece of info here. I don't know if this is even still up. I don't know if anyone's even re-uploaded this. I made like an animated video about Soldier 76 in Overwatch back in the day, and I didn't even really play Overwatch that much. Oh, here it is, dude.
So, once upon a time, there was a boy by the name of Jack Morrison, living in his home state of Vegeta. He was a farmer.
Dude, this is terrible. This is not good. I don't know why the audio is so quiet, but I made this, dude.
Run really fast and shoot really well and jump higher than Mario, which made Mario rather jealous.
You can tell my drawing hasn't evolved very much since then. I basically still draw like this because I stopped drawing, but... Undertale outro song? Bruh. Megalovania outro song? No. Dude, when they... That's not a bad drawing, I guess. I don't even know if I traced that one. I might have drawn that one outright because I was decent at drawing Master Chief back in the day.
But different. He could now run really fast and shoot really well and jump higher than Mario, which made Mario rather jealous. So one day, a bunch of these robots called the Omnics decided to invade Earth.
Terrible. What a terrible arc that was. Yeah, that was one of those videos. Looks like this guy's re-uploaded a bunch of my old videos. Dragon Ball Z in a nutshell? Oh no.
It's power level.
Huh?
It's over 9,000.
What?
Shut the f
But
What is
power
this?
levels. They're over 9,000.
I don't remember making this.
Unhand me, you fool. Don't touch me.
There you go. That's what I was making back in like 2016 or something, dude. That's what I was making back then, dude. There you go. That was the content. Go back to the golden age of Tom content, please. We got to go back to that, dude. You think we should go back? We can go back. We can go back, dude. That's what I'll start doing again.
Published on the 8th of December 2016. The video brought back Max's trolling nature from his TF2 days, and this time it was even worse.
So from the thumbnail and the title of this video, you probably guessed that I'm trying to reach the lowest rank ever. And what better way to do this than to lose all 10 of my first matchmaking.
Okay, this was funny. This was funny. I think this is Max at his peak when he was just trolling in video games. Like once he started getting involved in like degenerate Discord trolling, that's when it got bad. But when you're just trolling in games, making people lose, that is pretty funny to be honest.
Matches.
Throughout the video, Max would do more than just trying to lose on purpose, but also trying to actively provoke his teammates.
Max, can you stop trolling, please, man? Just play.
Oh, I'm not trolling. I'm not trolling. I'm playing serious. Where are the enemies? Where are the enemies? I'm new to the game. I don't know who's an enemy or who's my friend. Is this guy my enemy? Is this guy my enemy or is this guy my friend? I think that guy's my enemy.
The video was a massive hit with fans and garnered over 500,000 views.
I used to love this guy's videos back in the day. I didn't watch all of them, but I definitely thought he was funny, okay? Anyone who's going into games and intentionally losing to troll them is epic, okay? Anyone trying to get some kind of Deller type reaction, some kind of ban Marshall now clip. Personally, I do enjoy that kind of content, okay? People who grief in Minecraft, very funny, very good. I like it quite a bit. It's entertaining, it's enjoyable, okay? You can't deny it. If Max stayed in the video game trolling, none of this would have happened. He was genuinely a funny dude and slowly devolved into what he is now. Yeah, I just don't, for me, it's just, I don't get like why he felt the need to get involved in like the weird Discord trolling and like all the degen stuff. Like he could have just rolled off into the sunset with a career off of just making videos trolling in video games and would have been fine. He would have been totally fine. He would have just, I mean, his channel might have eventually died, but you know, there are worse things than your channel eventually dying, like everyone hating you, right? It wouldn't have been that bad.
Naturally, this encouraged Max to continue with trolling other players for views. From December 2016 to July 2017, Max made a name for himself in the Overwatch community for being an incredibly toxic player who was willing to trash talk and troll everyone he came across. It was also around this time that a community began to form around Max and his strange brand of content. With this, he created a Discord server for his fans and like-minded trolls that shared his sense of humor. While this form of edgy humor garnered him an average of 300k views per video coupled with a loyal fan base, it also attracted the attention of the game's developers, Blizzard Entertainment. At the time, Overwatch had a serious issue with toxicity within its player base, and the developers were willing to take any method necessary to handle the problem. In Blizzard's eyes, Max was one of the players perpetuating the toxicity plaguing Overwatch, and they began to take action against his behavior. By the 12th of August 2017, Blizzard began monitoring Max's channel and banned each of his accounts as soon as he uploaded a video. In his typical comedic style, Max decided to make light of the situation by making videos with titles like "Banned for being nice in Overwatch," "Banned in Overwatch for nothing," and "Banned for being positive in Overwatch." However, the cycle of creating new accounts and immediately getting banned eventually took its toll on Max, which caused him to quit playing Overwatch entirely.
I need somebody to replace me. So if you're a fan, if you're a viewer, and you've been enjoying my videos, and you want to repay me somehow, just do me one favor and become an Overwatch YouTube troll.
For the third time in his online career, Max was forced to drop a game that defined the content on his channel. Only this time, it wasn't due to a decline in viewership, and instead was a result of his reckless trolling going too far. As hopeless as the situation might have seemed, Max would once again jump ship to a game that would take his channel to new heights in terms of subscriber counts and viewership. However, that same success would bring some unintended consequences that posed a threat not to just him, but to other creators around him.
Isn't this in the same way that Sam Pepper kept upping his pranks till it was too far? Well, I feel like the difference, though, is that Sam Pepper was doing it on video, right? Sam Pepper, all the trolling he was doing, as foul as some of it was, like, what was that, like, he did, like, a sexual assault prank where he was, like, pinching girls' asses, right? You remember that video? He got a bunch of pushback for that. Sam Pepper was doing it all for money, right? He was doing it all for money. He was doing it to film it and put it on YouTube. Maximilian Muss was doing it privately, just for his own pleasure. Like, he would just troll people on Discord, spending all of his free time doing that. Like, he would spend like 2 hours recording a video every day, trolling at Overwatch, easy, get that edited, post it, right? And then he would just hop on Discord and be a degenerate troll all day. So it was just for his own personal pleasure. I don't know if that makes it worse, but there is a difference there.
By the 27th of February 2018, Max diverted his attention to start creating trolling videos around Fortnite, with the first video being titled "Acting Dumb in Fortnite Then Carrying."
Ba 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 ba.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me, bro?
Yes? Help me, help me!
Oh my god, you died, noob, noob, noob. No, you don't.
Yes?
No, you do not. Don't lie to me, bitch.
I'm not lying to you.
You are lying to me.
You're coming with that.
What?
Compared to other games that Max had
Does anyone even do this on YouTube anymore? Does anyone troll like this? Like, are there any channels that do this anymore on YouTube? I guess like DNSL, whatever his name is, Daniel Second Life, he does it sometimes. I don't really watch him. But I feel like this whole arc of like trolling people, Bub Games, no, I get, but doesn't Bub Games do it? Bub Games has like some kind of like ideological thing behind it, right? Like he'll like troll people who are like Nazis or whatever on various games, right? Like that's his whole thing. Isn't that what he does? Like Max just seems to be doing it for the love of the game. Like just for the love of trolling itself, right? Just like to be a degenerate troll by any means necessary. But before I go any further, today's video is sponsored by Gamer Subs, the best energy drink in the freaking game. They've got a lot of really good flavors. It tastes great. It's way more affordable than other energy drinks or soda. And they also pay me, which is good because it's me. So be sure to use code TOM to get 10% off at gamersubs.gg. Just click the link down in that video description to tap in with the greatest chug juice ever. All right, now back to the video. Good griefs. Is that guy big? I don't really watch trolling content these days. Good griefs. Oh, he's pretty big. Okay. Dexter plays Call of Duty. Kid threatens me on Fortnite. I like the AI thumbnail. So he's a pretty big channel actually doing it. Okay, good for him. Unless he's doing something weird too. I don't know the lore here, but he's probably fine, I assume. Oh, I think I saw this video. And I saw a bunch of people gave him pushback. They were mad about this or something. He would like go in there and pretend to be a Kamala supporter. People would be like, "What? You support Kamala?" and have like a mental breakdown about it, which is kind of funny. Xbox Addictions. Isn't that an old channel? I feel like maybe I'm wrong. Created in 2012. Yeah, this is a relatively old channel. I think Noob Dog used to do trolling back in the day, and I think I watched a couple of his videos, and they were pretty funny, but I think he got banned from YouTube, unfortunately. The trolling culture is just not like it was back in the day. No, Bub Games trolls Gmod roleplay moderators and GTA and Red Dead roleplay players. Probably the funniest game troll on YouTube. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I haven't watched a lot of his videos, to be honest. I only vaguely know of him.
Showcased on his channel, Fortnite was within a league of its own in terms of popularity. For context, Fortnite had around 200 million players within its first years of release. This not only gave Max a limitless supply of diverse players to torment with his racist and sexist remarks, but also a massive viewer base of impressionable children who were interested in his edgy humor.
In fairness, I don't think Max had any real ideological bend behind what he was doing in terms of racism or sexism. I think he was just saying whatever he thought would get people riled up, right? That was basically his entire thing. It was like, how can I get people to be as mad as possible? And at the time, that was the thing to get people mad. Being racist, sexist, homophobic, whatever, right? Stuff like that. That was basically the meme back in the day. Nowadays, I don't know how people would react to it. Maybe it's going to come back a little bit. But definitely for a certain amount of time, there was like an era in which you would get so much shit for doing that kind of thing.
A demographic that Max knew was gullible enough to follow his toxic lead. In the months that followed, Max's subscriber count skyrocketed, eventually leading to 400,000 subscribers in June of 2018. It was also around this time that Max uploaded a video with the title, "I ran into PewDiePie in Fortnite and he was kinda rude," which would mark the start of two very prominent things in his career. One, his willingness to clickbait and manipulate his audience, and two, his trolling antics resulting in a viral meme. With regards to the first point, at the end of the video, Max asked his audience to lie about seeing PewDiePie.
If you're a loyal fan and watch till the end, comment stuff like, "Holy shit, that was PewDiePie in the end," just to troll people that didn't watch till the end. That's pretty funny, actually. That's pretty wise. Once again, YouTube, I feel like they crack down harder on explicit clickbait now, so I don't know how they would react to this in modern day. Maybe that's why he wiped his entire channel, because you go on Max's channel today and it's an absolute graveyard, right? The only thing you see anymore is his videos from the past few months. You're not going to see his old content. But back in the day, I mean, like, quote unquote, like guerrilla warfare, guerrilla marketing campaigns was like the thing. Like Leafy back in the day did that with the hiss thing. Max did it with his audience spamming, "Oh yeah, yeah." And then he managed to get the attention of like KSI and people like that, right? KSI Maximilian Muss. Like this was like an epidemic and it got him attention from some of the biggest channels in the world. KSI was absolutely massive back in the day. I mean, he's still big now, but especially in the gaming space back then, he was a huge, I mean, almost force to be reckoned with. I mean, he even changed his profile picture for a short amount of time to the Maximilian Muss, Deus Ex, "Oh yeah, yeah" guy, right? That was the whole meme. "Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah." It was everywhere, dude. It was literally everywhere. Stax Wopo. Oh, Stax Wopo is funny. I have seen him.
PewDiePie in the video. As for the second point, a brief clip of Max saying "oh yeah yeah" over and over again would evolve into a viral meme.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Do you like my song?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, 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 oh yeah, yeah.
Stax Wopo goes even further than this guy with the edgy shit too. I saw some video of Stax Wopo threatening some guy, telling him to pull up after they got in a beef on GTA. It's pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
The Oh Yeah Yeah music video got over 13 million views within 8 months, and the sheer virality of the meme boosted Max's subscriber count to 426k.
Looking back, how did that video get 13 million views? Like, I have like a really brain rot sense of humor, so I definitely thought Oh Yeah Yeah was funny, but like, how did that video get 13 million views? How? Who was watching that? I assume just like children basically, but like, or just people like me, but like, who was watching Oh Yeah Yeah back in the day? 13 million? I could see like 1, 2, 3 million. 13 million? 13 million. The Fortnite community was an absolute travesty back in the day.
To over 534k in only a matter of weeks. This showed Max that he had a great deal of influence and notoriety, especially when it came to his quote loyal fans. By the 21st of June 2018, Max published a video titled "Watch This If You're a True Fan," in which he decided to test how much influence he had over his fans by telling them to use his profile picture.
Make this your profile picture and you will have eternal luck. You will always be happy. You will always be successful. Everything you do will be easy. You will be...
Have you seen the girl freaking out on 5M? What is that? What do I look up to find that? What is the girl freaking out on 5M? What is that? What am I supposed to look up here? Like, is there an actual video title I can look up to find this? For some reason, there's a cartel punishment video with 73 million views here. I don't really want to watch that, to be honest. Putting his into this right now. At least Onision did his back when he was mostly low-quality content, was still considered impressive simply for not having a potato webcam. Max content's moderate internet, so there's no real excuse. You mean his production quality? I mean, the thing is that you have to recognize is, like, people don't actually care about production quality on YouTube. Like, having a nice editing and nice aesthetics, or, like, having, like, a... Like, even... You can succeed on YouTube in, like, 720p. It doesn't actually matter.
like a god. You've been sleeping your whole life, but I just woke you up. Be wise and make the right choice.
As you'd expect, thousands of his followers did exactly as he requested, and while this seemed like nothing more than a harmless joke, it was becoming obvious that his audience were willing to do anything Max told them to do. Combine this with the fact Max didn't seem to have any resistance when it came to regulating his own behavior online, it was only a matter of time before he decided to use that influence in a less than honorable manner. It started off small, with Max threatening to mobilize his fanbase to quote go psycho on KSI if he didn't change his profile picture and join them.
Side.
Pretty genius way to get attention online. Just spamming a popular YouTuber, getting them to play into the meme. And like KSI was okay with it, you know, he knew it would get him views, get him content if he managed to talk about it right. He knew that recognizing him would get some level of publicity, and it definitely worked. I mean, I don't know if he got PewDiePie's attention, but he got KSI's attention, and that's, you know, almost just as good at the time, at least.
You mess with the wrong army. This is not Logan Paul or some dumb diss track. You do not understand how powerful we are. But since we're nice guys, we're gonna give you one last option before we go crazy mode. KSI, make this your profile picture or we will go psycho mode on your ass. You have 24 hours to do it. If you do not agree to our demands, too late.
Unfortunately, this would be one of the mildest ways Max weaponized his audience. Whilst editing this video, I got a notification from a service I haven't used in months.
Good one, dude.
Don't miss out on
Rocket
saving
money.
Check out Rocket Money
Internet
today and sort out
anarchists.
your finances. Now, back to the video. By the start of 2019, Max would reach the 1 million subscriber milestone and immediately begin his campaign of harassment. One of his first victims was a streamer by the name of
Oh, yeah. I honestly forgot about the Weast arc until now. He f***ed with Weast pretty hard.
Weast, who spoke out about Max's toxic behavior. In retaliation, Max and his community routinely raided his stream and directed harassment towards Weast's girlfriend after her father passed away, with comments on the GoFundMe page stating,
I think this is probably one of the first things that people were like, Max is a pretty f***ed up guy, right? Because there's nothing even funny going on with this troll. This girl didn't deserve this. She was just existing online. And Max is just like, oh, well, let's harass her. Let's mess with her, right? Let's just go f with this random girl who did nothing wrong.
Ron bout to be gone. Max is better. Ron looks like the guy from Jurassic Park if he had Down syndrome.
Whoa.
And Max is better than Ron, ×2. To add insult to injury, Max also mobilized his community to impersonate Weast and go into various streamers' Twitch chats to spam hateful or racist comments, in hopes of smearing the streamer's reputation. To help remedy the situation,
It wasn't only that. I think part of the goal was also to get Weast banned from Twitch by doing this, by impersonating him and then getting people to report his account, which is a direct threat to his income.
And spread awareness, Weiss made a Twitter thread to discuss what had been going on and to apologize to everyone that was affected.
So I wanted to apologize to any streamers on Twitch who think that I have been harassing them. So what is actually happening is this YouTuber that I've talked about many months ago, Maximilian Mus, he's a Fortnite YouTuber, and he is most notably popular for his "oh yeah yeah" meme. That's pretty much what people know him as. Well, I know him as a scumbag who uses his audience to harass people online, and I've talked about it before, and I personally interviewed this guy, and that's why he targets me, because he sees me as a threat. He is using his Discord server to harass.
To be honest, I doubt Max saw him as a threat. I think it was probably more just he saw him as someone he could mess with. He could get away with bullying, right? But it's so weird to me because Max didn't need to go this far. Like, he could have just kept it to, like, the relatively tame KSI memes, like spamming "oh yeah yeah," and he would have been fine. He didn't need to get involved with this, which I think shows he is somewhat of a sadistic guy, right? He does get some inherent pleasure from this, from doing content that doesn't even make him look good or benefit him, right? From trolling people that doesn't even benefit him in any way. It's just hurting other people, basically. That's the entire thing for him.
These people to go to their streams and say transphobic and homophobic and just general distasteful things. Now, he does this on Twitch specifically because he knows that these people are going to report my channel, and they're going to, you know, ultimately get me banned from Twitch, which would make me lose 90% of my income.
To fully get the point across, Weiss shared some of the recent messages from Max's Discord server that show the true source of the never-ending harassment.
As these three who were sitting in the Discord server and getting Maximilian's a small Discord server full of very dedicated 12-year-olds, I can assume, to go to these specific streams.
Yeah, here he says, spam his chat, be really offensive with Weiss Gang. Weiss Raid, he's host with 40k viewers. Go here and say, by the way, a big YouTuber called Weiss is raiding Twitch streamers right now, and he's sending people to be racist and homophobic. Just giving you a heads up. Used to be a fan of him, but I lost a lot of respect after finding out he does this. He just linked your stream in his Discord, which is why I'm warning you. I have proof. Like, I'm generally pretty, you know, chill on trolling. I don't really care. But once it becomes a thing where you're directly trying to affect someone's income, I think that's the point where it becomes a serious problem, right? Or just going after, like, innocent people who literally did nothing wrong. Like, you can troll someone in a very innocent way if you're just, like, fucking them up in a video game. But, like, going after Weiss' girlfriend's, like, dad when he had just died, like, bullying her for that, or, like, going after Weiss' income directly, that's probably where I would draw a line and be like, all right, there's no reason to really do that, dude. Is this becoming slander at that point? I mean, yeah, I mean, it's slander, but it's also, like, directly trying to fuck up someone's life, right? Isn't video game trolling affecting income for streamers? I mean, not really. If you're trolling them in a video game, no, it's mostly just funny. That's whatever. It's relatively harmless. That's relatively harmless. It's really not a big deal.
Streamers and harass them. Right here, Rich Campbell.
True, but Weiss wanted Max banned. That's why Max went after him. It's like, okay, Weiss wanted Max banned, so now let's do something ban-worthy to try to get Weiss banned. Is that really a good justification? Like, at this point, Max was basically trying to get people to get himself banned, right? Like, he's inviting it.
Alinity, of all people, my friend Bluestank. Also, this is not me. This is Max or one of his friends using my profile picture and my name. Even the yellow that I use in my Discord server, you can see it's actually the same, close to the same yellow that I use. To go to these streamers and tell his viewers to say terrible things in their chat and say that they're from me. And it's not. And I want to apologize to those streamers that are affected by this, because this is not me. This is a scumbag with over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, who will never, ever, ever talk about this on his main channel, because he's a coward, and he hides behind his anonymity and his audience, who he...
To cover his tracks, Max deleted everything on the server and moved his community elsewhere to continue the harassment campaign.
The thing about that is Max probably wasn't hiding it to avoid public scrutiny. He was probably hiding it because he didn't want to get banned himself, because I don't think Max ever cared about upholding his own reputation or looking good to people.
A few days after the incident, Max was asked about the situation, and he had these kind words to say.
You're absolutely okay, even though you didn't think you were going to do it, with ending this guy's career. Is that correct?
Yeah. Let me tell you something, okay? I did this to piss him off, but if this got his Twitch taken down, I would have been happier than with what happened right now.
Really?
I really don't care.
Like, he was pretty open about it. You see, it's not like he's trying to hide it. It's not like he's trying to save his reputation. He was pretty open about the fact he was just a completely degenerate troll, which I mean, good job being honest, I guess, and not hiding or something. But at the same time, like, the thing that you're doing in earnest and honesty is so foul that it's like, fuck you, dude, you suck. I forgot that Tommy C interviewed him back in the day.
You don't. Well, I got to be honest with you. I don't care in the sense that he tried to do this to somebody else, but in the grand scheme of things, it's wrong. You don't think it's wrong to do that to mess with somebody's well-being, their livelihood?
Well, I think it's.
What does he mean? We tried to do it to somebody else. What does he mean by that? Is he talking about the Slazo stuff? Like, what does he mean by that? I don't think Weast ever did anything of this level, to my knowledge. Tom, my nostril is clogged and it got worse when I joined your stream. I'm suing you tomorrow. Base, dude.
So over-exaggerated because, like, okay, let's say that did happen. Okay. What's next? He'll just get a job and move on, you know? It's not like I'm gonna ruin his life.
Max's quest for sick amusement was insatiable.
What, like, a callous thing to say, though? Like, he'll just get a job and move on. It's like, yeah, but you're still destroying his career, his income. Like, you're still destroying a career that he's very lucky to have, that he probably cherishes a lot. It's like, oh, I'll just get a job and move on. Well, would you say it about any other job if it wasn't YouTube? I don't think so. What a foul thing to do. What a foul thing to do, dude. Acting like it doesn't matter.
As he would later force a mentally ill individual to eat his own body chocolates on a video call that he was broadcasting.
Yeah, there's JMAA right there, dude.
To his fans.
So
that's not Max in real life. I don't know if there's any confirmed pictures of Max out there.
Hold Mr. BTFO close to your mouth. It's time to eat him. Just
Bro.
Don't eat him. Just push through. You don't give a
Max had no remorse when it came to using his.
Mr. BTFO was one of the trolls that Max would work with on Discord. So when he says Mr. BTFO, he's referring to the shit. He's saying the shit is Mr. BTFO, so you should eat him. I'm pretty sure Mr. BTFO, from whatever, was one of the trolls Max worked with back in the day. And there were a few others. Like, there was this guy with an Indian accent who would just spam people on Discord. I remember back in the day, these people were spamming my email, my comment section. They were all trying to add me on Discord. It was absolute fucking cancer, dude.
This massive platform to harm the lives of others. If Max wanted to get a cheap laugh out of using his legion of loyal fans to raid your streams and ruin your career that you spent years building on, then so be it. It's more than safe to say that Max felt invincible, and that he could do whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted, without consequence. But unfortunately for him, there always are some type of consequences. And this time, it wasn't someone else's career at stake, it was actually his own platform on the line. On the 18th of February 2021, as Max was carrying on with his usual campaign of harassment, he decided it would be a good idea to troll Most Critical, aka Charlie's livestream.
Wait, just go here and type Maximilian Mus. Just type Maximilian Mus.
Alright, bet.
That's it.
So here he was trying to get the attention of drama YouTubers explicitly, right? Because he knew that Charlie would talk about him and he wanted the attention. He paid the ultimate price for that, but he was begging for Charlie to acknowledge him, to notice him, to talk about him, and he knew Charlie would be morally opposed to what he was doing, right?
And oh yeah.
Max is an unfunny version of Too Mad. I mean, before Too Mad went in his complete mental illness schizo arc, Too Mad was pretty fucking funny.
Really was, oh yeah. Wait, keep fucking type. Wait, a lot of people can still type though. Keep typing. Type Maximilian Mus. Type, we own this chat now. We own the chat now. This room is in 10-minute follow.
I think he was streaming this to his no, probably not on YouTube. I think he was streaming this to his Discord servers where this recording is from, basically. Too Mad Schizo arc was sad, but still funny moments. Yeah, I mean, Too Mad was the funniest, though, before that, right? The funniest Too Mad video ever, I think, is when he like, sold N-word passes, and then some kid brought it into school, and then Too Mad impersonated his father and called the school pretending to be him. That was pretty fucking funny, dude. That was pretty crazy. You can't deny it. He said that his son is Wakandan and needs to eat an entire goat because he's African. Max and Mama Max blunt rotation. That would be a most unholy matrimony. That would be an extremely unholy matrimony, but I mean, I guess it happens now and then.
What?
Wow. After Max and his fans finished trolling his stream, Charlie decided to drop a very shocking allegation about Max and his community. One that could spell the end of his edgy career if found to be true.
Remember when he took over YouTube for a bit? Yeah, and then he started sharing child porn in his Discord.
Oh my god, what is... Did you hear what he just said?
What? The very next day, Charlie released a video titled...
So he said he was spreading CP in his Discord. That's what he said there.
This is the Worst YouTuber, in which he brought to light many of Max's past wrongdoings, such as his numerous harassment campaigns.
His name is Maximilian Mus. He's the...
And I think that's the claim that people give Charlie shit for, because there wasn't proof of there being CP in the Discord, basically. But there was proof of Max saying that there was, I guess. So Charlie took Max at his word, I guess, and people are like, they have an issue with, I guess, Charlie taking him at his word. But I mean, I don't know. It's like you as a public figure are going out there and saying, I am a pedophile, I have child porn, with like no tinge of irony or whatever. Somebody then says that you said that, and it's like, oh my God, dude, you just slandered him. It's like, well, I don't know. Max is kind of asking for it now.
Oh yeah guy, it's the only thing he's ever done. It's the 15 minutes of fame that he continues to milk the very dry titties of to this day, to command a troop of 13-year-olds to harass, dox, threaten, and do all kinds of deplorable shit to other people online. From all sizes, people that have 2 viewers on Twitch to big streamers to big content creators. He does some absolutely degenerate shit, and I truly think he is one of the most vile, foulest people to ever use the platform and abuse the power that he found online.
Attempts to humiliate people.
And yeah, this is some horrible shit, but it gets worse. He also would have his followers go to other people's channels and force them to do things, like there was a man that had a that he went to
the biggest thing for me is just like Max brought this all on himself, right? Like he literally brought all this on his own channel, all this backlash, all the drama. He could have just continued doing Fortnite, Overwatch trolling, and maybe people would have found that cringe or whatever, but like there wouldn't have been enough for anyone to make a video about, right? There would have been enough for somebody to like make an entire video going over Max's various controversies and degenerate stuff. That wouldn't have happened.
Channel and forced him to eat his own chocolate on stream. He was threatening and having his community threaten to find and kill him if he didn't do everything Max said.
Bullying smaller creators.
There was also this content creator that Max targeted, a very small creator who was just making some things because he was having fun. He took his whole community to bully the shit out of him relentlessly. He ended up crying and profusely apologizing, begging for the bullying to stop, which of course Max didn't.
Forgiveness. Just please stop harassing me, please. I beg for forgiveness. Please have...
Just finding like a random autistic guy online who did nothing and just being like, everybody go spam him right now. It's like, that's a little foul, dude. That's a little bit foul. You don't need to be doing that whatsoever. It's a clear abuse of power dynamics. I don't think power dynamic has anything to do with it. You could just say he was being a fucking asshole. You don't need to say it's a power dynamic. What power dynamic? He just had a big audience and was like, go harass this random dude. Go harass this random dude. This on YouTube.
mercy, please.
I agree. He brought this onto himself, but shouldn't Charlie get shit for slandering him as a pedophile? If he slandered him as a pedophile, sure, but I don't know if he totally did that, to be clear. Like, that hasn't really been delved into for me.
As well as presenting some new allegations regarding some activities on Max's Discord server involving cheese pizza.
And that brings us to the reason and the
All right, here we
biggest
go.
problem I have with Max and why I'm making this video today. He's recently popped his head out after hibernating for over a year, stewing in his own bodily fluids and filth, and he wanted to feel powerful again, so he set up another Discord to have people go in and harass streamers, and I was one of the targets. And when they targeted me, I mentioned saying Max Gang is like saying you're proud to be a pedophile. And the reason why I said this is because Maximilian himself will tell you the reason he remakes the Discord so many times is because his community shares so much child pizza that he has to take it down because he worries that he himself will get arrested for it. Unfortunately, Max is...
It's crazy that cheese pizza has become the term people use for CP now, considering that it comes from the Pizzagate conspiracy. Just kind of a funny little lore drop there. Off topic, what's your favorite flavor of Gamer Subs? Lately, the Chug Juice one is the one that I'm really into. But I mean, they've got a lot of good flavors. If you were forced to make a waifu cup with a gun to your head, how would you make it as an anti-gooner? I would probably just not do it. I don't want to have a waifu cup if I can avoid it. I don't want to have a waifu cup.
Scrubbed his entire Reddit and made it private, so all of the posts that were talking about the child plague that was sweeping through Maximilian's community, they're no longer there.
I guess the biggest thing here is there direct proof for what Charlie is saying, right? That's the biggest question. Is there direct proof for what he's saying? If not, you could definitely criticize Charlie for that.
His own posts about his stance on it are no longer there. However, I did find one thread that he overlooked where it does talk about it. It's this right here where they're talking about someone that was sharing child, and that was the reason it was taken down.
Hey, can someone give me the link to the Discord I left as a joke to my friend? It's a long story, but I don't remember where I found the link in the first place. Please help. The server's been deleted for a week because I'm pretty sure it was because of the F slur who posted CP. Yeah, yesterday, a little while after I posted the comments, he went live, and there's a link to the Discord in the description of the stream. So I was like, yay, finally I clicked on it, and it said XXX million must server. And I was like, what? Okay, and then I joined. It was such a small server, and I asked what's happening to the original one, and they said it was deleted for, and I was like, OMG. So I guess Charlie was kind of taking this Reddit post as fact to go after Max, which he didn't necessarily need to do. I guess there probably is a criticism here against Charlie to make. Is now a good time to ask you to throw it back? Now is a horrible time. Horrible time.
Down. This is the only one that survived the purge of Maximilian subreddit, and I don't know how Max handles these things these days, but back then, he used to defend it, saying that the sharing of child is just an inside joke of his community.
While Charlie was yet to provide rock-hard evidence of Max fostering cheese pizza, there were countless times in the past where he either called himself a P-word or endorsed it.
Discriminations. Yeah. We need to end discriminations against smokers and pedophiles. I'm a proud pedophile, and pedophiles discrimination. We're people too. Okay, now let me ask you something. If pedophilia is wrong, then why is there a phrase that goes by the words, hello, baby? Why do people say baby if babies aren't? How do you explain?
Yeah, I don't really think that Max is a pedophile. I do think he's trolling here. I mean, he definitely didn't do himself any favors by constantly making these jokes and basically begging for attention and pushback. But I don't think that Max is personally a CP enjoyer. I could be wrong. Maybe there's evidence outside of this, but it seems like rather obvious trolling.
That one. Do you have a problem with my lifestyle? So what? I had with a baby. The baby liked it. If I'm not supposed to with babies, then...
There was also the matter of Max claiming to find someone to quote Charlie because of the exposed video.
Okay, on a real note, who here would kill Critical is what this guy named Max says in Max's server. I mean, it is a completely degenerate server. I would say that it's probably unrealistic that somebody was actually going to go kill Charlie or had any serious plans to do that. But obviously, when you're a YouTuber with millions of subscribers, it's probably a horrible idea to have a server where you're allowing that kind of stuff, right? You're kind of asking to get very, very negative coverage about you. But I doubt that Max was, I mean, unless I see proof otherwise, I doubt that he was genuinely sharing CP there.
Within days of Charlie's exposure,
CP jokes kind of hit different when you're having to delete your community bi-weekly to delete actual CP. But the problem is, I don't know if that happened, right? That's the problem. The problem is, I don't know if that happened. Unless there's direct proof, I would assume it probably didn't happen. Even if Charlie was wrong, isn't that trolling like Max does to others? I guess you could make that argument. Like, Max is trying to get people banned for, you know, falsely accusing them of being racist by saying that their fans are spamming people's chat like we. So maybe you could make that argument that Charlie was retaliating. But you could also argue that Charlie should be held to a higher standard than Max because he's not a degenerate troll. My hand is stuck in a Pringles can. What do I do? I don't know. What do you want me to say? Put your cock inside. I don't know.
For his video going live, Max lost a staggering 50,000 subscribers, and many more were soon followed. In a now deleted response video, Max attempted to counter Charlie's points by stating that there was no evidence.
Maximilian himself will tell you the reason he remakes the Discord so many times is because his community shares so much child
cheese pizza
that he has to take it down because he worries that he himself will get arrested for it.
This is literally just straight up a lie, hence why he doesn't show any screenshots or clips to back up his statement, because I've never ever said anything of this sort.
He claimed that he didn't even have a Reddit account.
Unfortunately, Max has scrubbed his entire Reddit and made it private, so all of the posts that we're talking about...
Yeah, it did seem like Charlie was speaking a little too loosely here about this particular thing. I think even without this, you probably would have had enough to go after Max for, with the trolling he was doing towards Weiss and people like that. I don't think that it was something that needed to be stacked onto everything if there was no direct proof of it.
Child plague.
But in fairness, Max also at the same time was calling people who were confirmed underage on Discord, like me. There was another YouTuber who he called on Discord who was underage. And he would get Ballabong to show his dick to a minor, show his asshole to a minor. So there is that, which is, you know, of a very terrible level. Very, very bad thing to do, obviously. Not only bad optics, but it is absolutely disgustingly degenerate. But did he actually himself host CP? Probably not, unless there's direct proof otherwise, which there could be, but I just haven't seen it in this video.
That was sweeping through Maximilian's community. They're no longer there.
There's just more lies. I literally don't have a Reddit account. I don't own my subreddit. And also, he's literally implying that if this was to ever happen, that people would only talk about it on my subreddit. Therefore, making it a very convenient thing for him to say, yeah, it happened on Reddit, but the Reddit's gone, so I guess all the evidence is gone. If this shit was actually happened, it would be all over. It wouldn't just be on one specific subreddit.
As well as attempting to defend his harassment campaigns on Twitch.
Having them go to streamers...
Someone has a quote here that says, there wasn't a huge child porn problem, there's only a little bit of child porn. The correct number of child images and videos you should have on your server is 0. And if you have to make multiple servers because of this issue, there's a huge problem. Interesting. Yeah, I just don't know how substantiated that particular allegation is. It doesn't seem to be super strong here from what I've seen. This guy says, even if the peach thing is not accurate, I stress if the fact that Charlie simply turned the tables on a troll is the greatest gift Charlie could give to the internet. I have no sympathy for Muss here whatsoever. So I guess that's how the audience feels about this in particular. And I think that probably is the audience perspective in general. It's kind of like, whether or not that one claim is true, Max has done enough foul stuff that they don't really care.
Streams and spam racist and homophobic shit by his orders and spam Max Gang with it, hoping to get the streamers banned for it.
Now this is true. We did go to a lot of streams and spam and do cringy stuff, but I don't know what.
He basically pressured and tricked a 15-year-old into watching Ballabong shove stuff up his ass, which is probably the most fucked up thing he did. Yeah, I mean, that one is, I mean, you know. I don't think I was in that particular call, but I know that call happened. There was video evidence of it happening. And the person at the time that he got in the call being 15 to watch Ballabong shove stuff up his ass and whatever else he did, so yes.
Why he assumes that I wanted them to get banned. That was never a goal.
And from what I remember, some of them did get banned, but the ones that didn't just had a really bad time.
Literally nobody we rated got banned. I don't know why he's saying this, but it's whatever.
Yeah, but you were trying to get them banned in fairness. It's like they didn't get banned. It's like, okay, but that was your ultimate goal. So whether or not that was the real result, that's what you wanted to happen. And you said that. You said as much. You were like, if Weiss got banned, I would have been happy about it.
And finally, explaining why he asked someone to eat, quote, chocolate during a video call.
Also would have his followers go to other people's channels and force them to do things, like there was a man that had a mental illness that he went to the channel and forced him to eat his own chocolate on stream.
Again, this is straight up a lie. There was no live stream. It was a private Discord call.
He was threatening and having his community threaten to find and kill him if he didn't do everything Max said.
This is another lie with no evidence. There was no threats. There was no, oh, I'm gonna kill you, oh, we're gonna find you, anything going on. Before I continue, I want to explain the context of that call. This man is JMA. He's known for calling literal police stations and calling in bomb threats, claiming responsibilities for mass shootings, also sending pizzas to people's houses. It was my literal second interaction with him. I knew barely anything about him at the time except for these things, and he turned his camera on. He was already naked doing weird shit. And then I told him to eat his own shit, and I was acting impressed, and I was like, oh my god, you're so awesome. And this is what people are saying. I forced him, and then I said I was gonna kill him if he wasn't gonna do it and shit like that. Like, yes, I encouraged him. It was definitely weird, but there's a huge difference between saying, oh hey, eat your own shit, and somebody does it, versus saying, you gotta do this or I'm gonna kill you. Oh yeah, I'm bringing my fans in here, we're gonna kill you. There is literally nothing of that. I didn't force him at all.
That's probably true. I could be wrong, but that claim is probably true. JMAA is a degenerate lolcow who, you know, did it of his own volition. Now, the question of whether or not you should be calling a mentally ill man on Discord and encouraging him to eat his own shit in your free time is another question. I think that's pretty foul. But, you know, did he threaten to kill him? I don't know if I've seen direct evidence of that. But his strongest defense is always like, well, it's not as bad as Critical made it seem, but I still, you know, basically did that, right? It's like, okay, dude, good one.
Naturally, the internet was set ablaze, with people talking about the situation, and several other creators beginning to look into the events that had transpired.
Now, because of this...
Like, his defense of the Weiss thing was like, oh, well, I didn't actually get Weiss banned, I just wanted it to happen. And it's like, okay, well, are you really saving yourself very much at that point? Are you really helping your case that much? Are people really going to like you or respect you in the YouTube community?
Off-platform behavior, Max's Discords are, they sort of come and go, okay? Like, they get removed, they get brought back, it's a whole wild case. There have been people who are sharing Maximilian Discord, like...
Don't care how retarded you are, but no one can make you do something behind a screen. That's not true. People can... There are a lot of cults going on online that will blackmail people. For example, there are a lot of, like, online cults that people are talking about recently that will, for example, like, groom minors, collect blackmail on them, and then they will try to get them to do violent things to themselves or others as a result of that happening. So there are ways that people will do that, especially when it's a minor or mentally ill person. You can do that through the internet. People will do that. It's pretty foul, but these communities do exist online.
Proof of sharing inappropriate content. Now, Charlie made a video, you know, I mentioned earlier, where he made a bold claim that said that there's things like, you know, child material being shared.
Why would you do that? There are satanic Nazi cults that exist on the internet that will try to get you to do that. They do exist. The FBI has put out various notices. The DOJ has put out various notices about how it's a major problem, and they've connected various crimes to it.
On his Discords. Now, I'm not going to co-sign with that on Charlie simply due to the fact that that is a very, very bold claim. Unless you have an actual, like, proof sitting right in front of you, then you can go and accuse as much as you want. But for me, I'm going to go with Max's explanation, as hard as that is to fucking say, where Max shared, this is the reason his Discords get
It's interesting. So, Mudahar back in the day was somewhat critical of Charlie at the time.
taken down. Discord is focused on maintaining a safe and secure environment for our community, and our account has been flagged by the community for violations of TOS. What violations? Engaging in or posting content encouraging the harassment of individuals or communities.
Satanism is not an actual thing. What does that even mean? There are people who say, I'm a Satanist, and try to do blood pacts with Satan. What do you mean it's not an actual thing? There are people who say, I am a Satanist. You can say Satan's not real if you don't believe in religion, but you can't say the Satanists aren't an actual thing. They do exist. They do worship the devil. They do believe that by making a deal with the devil, making a pact with him, they will give him what they want. What do you mean it's not a real thing? There have been satanic cults for decades.
Threatening to harm another person or sharing content which was threatening another person. Or doxing.
Max was now backed into a corner and losing subscribers by the hour. But not just that, he was also receiving strikes to his channel. After receiving 2 strikes due to people reporting his channel, Max decided that the only way out of this predicament was to temporarily delete his channel, but that wouldn't be before making this community post. I'm gonna delete my channel. I'm not a P-word and I never said cheese pizza is okay, but I've done a lot of bad stuff over the years, and I've broken YouTube's TOS like some ordinary gamers says. It's a miracle my channel's still up, because over the years, I've probably got a total of 15 strikes. Some random innocent person is being doxxed because people think I'm him. My actual name is not even Maximilian, so the people trying to play heroes are being insanely reckless. But even previous to this, I thought about quitting a lot, and I've been close to deleting my channel many times before. I haven't enjoyed YouTube very much, even previous to this, and I think this is the bang to end it with. Feel free to archive any of my videos you want. I had a great run.
And nothing of value was lost. Literally nothing of value was lost by this guy leaving YouTube. Good, dude. Good. That's for the best. It's so weird that he's back now. I guess he's reinvigorated his passion or something. I'm curious if he'll blow up on YouTube again. It's very possible. Hopefully he's learned his lesson and won't engage in the degenerate trolling he was before, but you never really know. No, Tom, those are just LARPers. The thing is, everybody says, like, oh, they're LARPers. It's like, they say they're Satanists. They do blood pacts with Satan. They say they believe in Satan. Like, you can argue with me all you want, but there's a decent amount of people who say that they're devil worshippers and Satanists, and they worship Satan. Tom, why spew something without knowing a single thing about it? What do you mean? As if you are a fucking expert? As if you in my YouTube chat are an expert on this subject? There are a lot of Satanist posers. There are a lot of Satanists who are actually atheists and don't believe in Satan. But there are also a lot of them who do believe in Satan and do blood pacts and believe that Satan is a real thing that they're appealing to. These people do exist. They are real. There are pagans. There are Satanists. They are real things that exist in this world. Like, you can say, like, oh, they're not a true Satanist. And it's like, okay, but obviously there are multiple forms of any religion and belief.
You'd think that this would be the end for Max, and for a time it was, but he only temporarily deleted his videos and purged all of his content. By the 23rd of March 2021, he reinstated his channel, and Charlie was right there waiting for him.
Max is a human pinworm, just an asshole shit-eating parasite. In response to the video I posted, he started losing a lot of subscribers, and his fragile insecurities couldn't handle his number going down, so he deleted his channel, and then put it back up today, hoping that enough people had forgotten the controversy so they'd stop unsubscribing to him en masse. Max has clearly tied a lot of his self-worth to the numbers on the screen and couldn't bear to see the numbers going down any longer, especially since it's entirely his own fault and it should take full responsibility for the actions that caused all of this in the first place, but he doesn't have that level of self-awareness. So when Max was seeing the numbers go down, he threw in the towel for a month, took a break, and today, just like a gopher, he decided to pop his curious little head out of his hole, and he saw his shadow and decided it's time for 2 more hours of YouTube drama.
For the remainder of the video, Charlie covered 3 main points regarding his allegations about Max. 1. He counters Max's claims of slander by providing further details regarding what went on in the Discord server.
So I want to get ahead of this and just do a full goatsy and just go fully in here and give you all of the information about Max that has also been shared with the proper authorities. In Max's response, he harps on 3 major things. The first being a screenshot I posted for a few seconds that he claims is a fake screenshot. Now, I'm not going to be here and get into the weeds of it and split hairs. It's entirely possible that is a fake screenshot. Screenshots are very easily faked, and I don't work.
The screenshot is specific is, what do you want? Hey, why'd you add me? Send more pics. What, why? Do it, or I'll send the old ones of you to your family. I still have your Facebook, remember? You said leave me alone, though. Just stop. I don't want to take any more. My phone broke. Okay, so Max is claiming either the screenshot is fake or this is not him in the screenshot, because I guess anyone can just make a profile picture that says they're Max and spread it around, right?
But Hairs, it's entirely possible that is a fake screenshot. Screenshots are very easily faked, and I don't work for an FBI's crime lab. I can't verify the authenticity. I can't go in there in the fucking blockchain and piece together the puzzle pieces and see if it's real. I can't say with certainty whether or not it's real. So if it is fake, then I should have done more to verify its authenticity, and I do apologize for that. But what I can say with certainty is there was very clearly a problem with how women were treated when in his community. After posting the video, I received no less than 50 to 100 emails from victims of Max and Max's community in the Discord. These were women that came forward all sharing very similar stories and talking about the horrible things that they would encounter in that Discord when they would try and speak. They were oftentimes goaded into sexually explicit conversations and often baited for foods. They'd try and get like foods out of them or something like that. They shared a lot of information and a lot of disturbing screenshots of conversations in the Discord, none of which I will be sharing here to protect their...
They're adults, though? I guess this point doesn't seem as strong, like the idea of like coercing an adult woman into sending nudes. Like, maybe there was blackmail or extortion going on, that's possible. Maybe there is evidence behind the scenes that Charlie is not making public, but I mean, just a few people's testimony I wouldn't necessarily trust to be evidence, you know, of anything happening. It's possible. It's possible that what Charlie's talking about is real, but I don't know. I don't really know. To prove your point, I'm a Satanist, however I don't make packs. Oh, you're banned on my channel forever. Goodbye.
Privacy, but again, those have all gone to the proper channels, so there's very clearly a problem with the way that Max and his community would treat women that were inside of the Discord. Now, if this screenshot is fake, again, I do apologize, and I should have done more to make sure that I was sharing only the facts, the most accurate information, and this one is now questionable, so I shouldn't have put it in there.
2. He corrected his point on how Max was threatening a mentally ill individual, and instead stated how Max manipulated him. And 3. Charlie brought forward some evidence to support his claims of cheese pizza being shared in Max's server.
Anyone that I've ever seen out there who claims to be a Satanist, if you truly are worshiping Satan and you think you're worshiping the devil, you're a horrible person. And if you're LARPing about it for aesthetics, you're probably just a fucking cringe lord. Like, there's a direct correlation between most people who claim to be Satanists and being a horrible person. So I don't want to be around those people. I don't want them in my chat or my community. I, too, am a Stalinist who made a pact to glorious fun bucks from Nois Goyetia. Well, that sounds amazing. But yeah, if you claim to be a Satanist in my chat, I'm going to immediately ban you.
So let's go ahead and really dive in. First, let me show you how it got to this point. Why was child porn shared on Maximilian's Discord? Why were pedophiles encouraged to join? Well, because Max was pretty open with these kind of things. Like, here's a clip from one of his old Fortnite videos.
What?
Are you a pedophile?
Of course.
Me too, dude.
Awesome.
Yeah. I met a pedophile friend. Yeah.
There's probably like 2 other kids on our team.
I was gonna say let's test them, but then my video would get age restricted. And yeah, I'm recording a video. I have 200 subs. Say hello to YouTube, bro.
Hello, YouTube. Little boys in their...
What?
Yo, the first boys. Let's go. Taking home.
People are gonna watch this in the future. I'm live streaming for the future, man. Guys, when I say I have sex with the children, it's a joke. Wink, wink.
Of course. Wink, wink. Many winks. Where'd you guys land?
Max used to, and still currently does, joke about being a pedophile, and like I said in the initial video, used to write off the sharing of child porn in his servers as a joke with his community, and that it wasn't a big deal. So, like I said, he used to defend the sharing of cheese pizza in his servers as a joke, and I'll go ahead and show a few screenshots of that. But first, let me prove to you that it used to be shared. Mudahar, who's a man I trust dearly in...
The error message makes it look like he did, so I think he's totally scrubbing the shit. He's been tied to the CP thing for a few days. I just got sent proof of a server of CP shared via a deep web link. I can pretty much confirm that shit is real. Okay, so at the very least, Max wasn't, at least according to Mudahar, doing proper moderation on this server to prevent that stuff from being shared, in Mudahar's words. Critical says, yeah, with so many people, even his former friends turning on him and so many reporting his activity to authorities, I would imagine he's feeling pretty worried legally. I don't think that any legal action was ever taken against Maximilian Muss that I'm aware of.
Situations like this, who has worked in cybersecurity for fucking years, it is his fucking profession. If anyone can verify the authenticity of something this heinous, it would be Mudahar, and Mudahar sent this message to confirm it's real, and this has of course been forwarded to proper authorities as well.
To be clear, my position on the Satanism thing is not because I'm like a God-fearing Christian. I don't really believe in God or the devil. I would like to believe in God, but I'm relatively agnostic. I've never had anything that happened to me that made me think that God is real. But I will say that most people who proudly proclaim to be a Satanist are horrible people. So I have no desire to be around them. You know, maybe that's a weird thing to say if I don't believe in God, but I don't know. They tend to be pretty bad people in my experience. Do you have an ex that's a Satanist? No, I would never date a girl who's a Satanist. no. Like people have like pentagrams all over their walls and shit, and like worship something that has like thousands of years of basis, and like people being evil around that stuff. Like I don't want to be around that. I don't want to be around that kind of person. Like you're probably a fucking loser.
As well.
To close out the video, Charlie decided to directly address Max's attempts at garnering sympathy.
Like you're either a cringe edgelord middle schooler who listened to too much Slipknot, guilty as charged, or you're genuinely a horrible person. Either way, don't want to be around you.
With a few wise words of his own.
Genuinely have no idea what you're talking about with this pity party you're trying to throw about being a better person. If you really tried, you failed instantly. Like it wasn't even close. There seems
I guess it's good that Charlie at the very least cleared up that one thing, but as far as the women being treated horribly in a server, I could believe that, but I guess if you're going to make a claim like that, I would like to see some proof at the very least, even if names are redacted and censored out.
Seems to have been no attempt to be a better person. Again, all the shit that started this happened a month ago, Max. That was the whole reason I even went back through your past, is because you were doing this horrible shit, having your community raid streamers, spamming homophobic and racist shit a month ago, and this SWAT was a couple months ago. You have not improved. You haven't come close. You haven't tried. You are still an absolute fucking scumbag, and I don't know why you're trying to even defend these awful fucking things you've done. They are indefensible. I don't know how people would even try and defend you. The guy whose video that you lifted in your own video, I feel like he is not on your side. He called you shitty multiple times. The only thing he didn't like is that I didn't share cheese pizza to prove your guiltiness. I don't know what exactly he was going on with there, but hopefully what I've shown here is enough to convince even him, because I feel like there's no way that you can possibly defend these things that you have done. And this is all your fault, by the way, Max. I'm not doing anything to you.
I mean, there is a lot of truth to that, because ultimately, I mean, Max ended up saying, like, I've done a lot of horrible shit and I'm leaving YouTube because of it. You know, I went too far. He admitted that much.
I am just bringing what you have done to people's attention. People don't want to support someone like you, Max, that has done these things. People in your own community didn't feel safe, and they reached out to me to tell me some of the shit that you've done. Your close friends were reaching...
It's questionable to worship something regarded as a symbol of evil for thousands of years. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like if I saw someone with, like, a giant swastika on their wall, like... whether they're being edgy or not, it's like, okay, Nazi memes can be funny, blah, blah, blah. But if you actually have like a swastika tapestry in your bedroom, and you'd be like, what is wrong with you? Like whether or not you think it's like the most ironic meme thing ever, or you're actually like some kind of 1488 guy, I would be like, dude, you're gay. You are gay. I don't want to be around you.
Out to me to shit on you, Max, because of the things you've put them through, made them do, and the things that you told them and did together. Like, there is a very big problem with you, Max, and what you've done with the community you've built. And I don't know how you even managed it for this long, because this shit is heinous. It's fucking disgusting stuff.
There was no coming back from this for Max. His years of harassment and trolling had finally caught up with him, and now everyone on the internet was against him, and the channel he spent the last decade crafting was in
Is that Airsoft Fatty in his profile picture?
shambles. However, Charlie's representation of the story wasn't completely true, as shown in a video posted by the user BooBoo64 on the 14th of August 2023, titled "The Truth About Moist Critical, Life Ruining Lies." The video outlined many of the flaws in how Charlie handled the situation, such as exaggerating on the point about Max threatening the man to eat his own chocolate on stream.
Now that we're all caught up, let's start breaking down some of the accusations, starting with the claim that Max threatened the life of a mentally ill man on stream and forced him to eat his own
Yeah, I guess the most frustrating thing about this all is like Charlie didn't need to go as far with the claims as he did. Like he had enough already on Max that I think like you could have just been like, he enjoys watching people eat their own shit on Discord, rather than like he made him do it and threatened to kill him, right? Like you could have just framed it differently and still had relatively the same point. So it is weird that Charlie went as far as he did with that and just kind of slid by on it, right? I'm a Soylentist. I love Soylent so fucking much, Tom. Oh god, oh freak. Soylent is so amazing. True.
The full video of this incident is still publicly available, and although I can't really put it in the description for obvious reasons, if you do decide to watch it, you'll see that his claim was greatly exaggerated, because not only is the video in a private call and not on a stream, but also, and way more importantly, there are also no threats at any point. In his response video, Max pointed out both of these misconceptions, and even if Critical still insists that it was on stream, for some reason, he does admit that he was wrong about the threats. However though, what Critical says afterwards is what really worries me.
I was wrong to say he threatened him. He only manipulated him, which is, you know, that's a lot better. So congratulations, Max, you're taking steps in the right direction. You only manipulated a mentally ill man into eating his own. Wow, that's my bad. I didn't mean to misrepresent you and slander you like that.
I mean, yes, it's obvious that treating a mentally ill man to do what he did is awful, even if it's in private. But it's not nearly as bad as making him scared for his life, as he's publicly humiliated in front of his own audience.
That's true.
And I think this one goes without saying, but the situation that Critical described is far more traumatizing than what actually happened.
Claiming that Max was sharing cheese pizza when it was actually being spread by other rogue users.
Proceeding, since Critical's first video had little to no relevant.
That's interesting. I wonder if there's other situations where Critical has maybe jumped the gun a little bit on stuff like this that maybe could be criticized or called out. I think it would be good to hold him to especially how big his audience is, it'd be good to hold him to a pretty high standard with some of the claims being made. I mean, hopefully Charlie grew from the situation and didn't repeat this kind of stuff, but it definitely would be good to, have a higher standard of evidence when covering drama stuff. Although I haven't seen Critical cover allegations in a little while. Ever since the Sneeko thing, it feels like he doesn't get involved in super seedy internet drama. I could be wrong. I'm not totally tapped in, but it would be good to hold him to a higher standard of evidence, I think, for sure.
Evidence against Max, I will only be focusing on his second, in which
he doesn't do drama anymore. I mean, that's not... is that really true? Let's see. I know he said that. I mean, I guess it depends on what you count as drama, right? Like, it's talking about like a schizo stalker drama. I mean, maybe not. This guy definitely is drama. Wes Watson, that's definitely drama. Maybe he doesn't do drama in the way he used to, where he gets like involved and makes allegations and goes over various screenshots, but he still kind of does drama. He still kind of does. This alpha male made me laugh hard, like, you know, calling out a cringe alpha male guy, that's still kind of drama, right? Elon stuff is still drama, right? Like, maybe it's not in the same way, but it's still drama content.
he showed 3 very important screenshots, starting with this one from Mutahar, where he essentially confirms that there was CP in Maxi servers.
How's that drama? Everything is drama. If you're calling someone out, that's drama. If you're criticizing someone, that is drama. It may not be drama in the same way. Wes Watson is a lolcat, doesn't count as drama? Of course it does. That's still drama. Of course it is. Drama is just any situation in which you're discussing controversial figures, controversial actions. That's still drama. You're still getting into the shit slinging, right? It's not as contentious, but it's still drama. It's still gossip. That is drama, for sure.
And considering the video that I'm making, it might sound surprising to you that I actually 100% believe the contents of this screenshot. Seriously, I have no reason to believe that Mutahar is lying. And considering all the Reddit screenshots, it seems hard to deny that there were people who at some point shared illegal material and
I watched those videos, he's just making fun of the situation, pointing out why it's dumb. Yeah, but it's still drama content. Like, it's not the same as making a video about Maximilian Muss, accusing him of harboring CP in his Discord, but it's still drama. It's just less high stakes. It's still drama. That is still drama. You don't get to just pick and choose what you think is drama based on what you think counts. Like, it's still a dramatic situation you're talking about. It's still a commentary video.
in Max's Discord. However, Critical didn't just say that there was child at some point, or that a few people share that type of content in Maxi servers. What Critical said is that there was a huge child plague, and that Max publicly defended it on many occasions, which is not at all proven by the Mutahar screenshots. And in fact, the only piece of evidence that Critical presented in his first video seems to indicate that there wasn't a child plague, but instead that someone joined one of Maxi's servers and posted illegal material which led to the deletion of said Discord. And if you take a step further and start looking into other posts that date back to that event, you find that what seems to have happened was that a group of people raided Maxi's server and kept creating new accounts to evade bans and post CP, which led to Max eventually deleting it.
And finally, not providing enough evidence to support his claims about the cheese pizza problem on Max's server.
Critical's accusation, how he described it, implies that evidence for Max defending CP should be relatively easy to get. However, while it seems impossible to obtain any of that, it's almost ironically...
Seems like some pretty good criticisms of Critical are being made here, to be honest. Seems like a lot of that drama was somewhat overblown.
extremely easy to find proof that...
Max is still a degenerate. He still deserved everything he got. But specifically, Critical's video does seem to be pushing a lot of stuff that was not necessarily true.
...contradicts the claims. By this point, it would...
He can't just show CP, so how is that a lack of evidence? I mean, you can't show the CP, but you can present some kind of evidence showing that it was shared in there, right? You can't show child porn, obviously. But, like, does that mean that, like, you can just accuse anyone of anything and you just don't have to show the evidence? You know what I mean? Like, there are ways to show that something was shared. You can show that people were sending links. You can show the usernames. You can show, like, anything. And none of that was really shown, seemingly.
Literally, make more sense to say that Max defending CP was an obscure secret that only critical seem to know about. Because otherwise, and I can't stress this enough, the complete lack of evidence is an absurd phenomenon that needs to be studied.
With that being said, Max did try to come back to YouTube after disappearing following Charlie's second upload. In 2022, he tried to make another channel and
You have to disagree with him based on his accent? True. Foreigners BTFO.
Discord server, but that didn't pan out well for him, as he failed to regain the influence he had rightfully lost. Maximilian Miss will forever go down in YouTube history, as the perfect example of what happens when you give a narcissistic troll too much power and influence. From raiding other creators' streams with hopes of getting them banned, to creating an extremely toxic community that became the breeding ground for some of the most deprived acts the internet has ever known.
It's depraved, you fucker.
Max might have started with the noble intention of having a good laugh on YouTube and making a name for himself, but once he achieved that goal,
it seems to me like Max would have been canceled either way based on the stuff that he did provably do. But the problem is that Critical did jump the gun on some of these allegations and push things that weren't necessarily the case, which I think does deserve some criticism, and I'm glad that that guy did make that video calling him out. So, you know, hopefully Critical won't do that in the future, because there should be a very, very high standard of evidence for claims like CP, and that's, you know, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's bad. What else can you say, you know? If Max doesn't make a Discord and doesn't let whatever little power he gets go to his head, do you think he should be allowed to come back? I mean, do I think he should be allowed to? I don't know. It's not really up to me. Like, do I think he should be allowed to? I don't know. If people watch his videos, he will be, quote-unquote, allowed to if people think he's funny. If he repeats that same behavior he was doing, he's going to get a lot of shit for it and have a lot of people making videos about him. Deservedly so, you know? It's not really up to me, I guess. I'm not the internet police, you know? I will say that, you know, a lot of the stuff he did, I think, will probably turn people off from watching his content in the first place, and I'm in that same boat. I'm in that same boat. I personally don't think I'd be able to get a lot of enjoyment out of a Maximilian Must video.
Bitch, I'm Tom Dart, but my dick is quite light. And this girl that's on my dick, she is not quite right. She's black. You can twist it up and play with it. Whoa. Make a motherfucking movie, Michael Bay with it. Whoa. Gotta promise you not dealing with a baby dick. No. There's a big white cop in your radius.